everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, back with another video in my series called Flashcards. Today's flashcard is another one of those that is so dramatically different than those two little pieces of cardstock. It's made with the Betsy Blossom stamp set, little fun gatefold. I was just really tickled with how this one came out, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's go ahead and get started on our card. As always, we're going to start with our flashcard pieces. I'm using Real Red and Whisper White. If you've not watched the first video explaining how to cut this template, you might want to take a moment to do that. To find that, you can just go to YouTube and search Connie Stewart flashcards, and that video will show up for you. I've also got my card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored that, guys, at 2 1/8 inch on both sides. That's what's going to give me the gatefold. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to start prepping our Real Red cardstock. I'm going to be using the Floral Frames framelit. And what you're going to, this is the second to the largest framelit that's in the set. And what I'm going to do is just catch that portion of it, and I'm going to run that through my Big Shot. This little piece that's going to be left over, please hold on to that. We're going to use that in a minute. You know, well, we don't throw away anything, so we're going to cut out that. It's going to look like this. I did run it through an embossing folder. I used the Fancy Fan. You can use whichever one you have. Honestly, I used the one that's closest to my Big Shot at the time, so that's why I chose that one. Now that we've got that, let's go ahead and prep our card base. We're going to fold those, and I use the Stripes embossing folder for this one, and I just ran it through my Big Shot like that. Did that on the opposite side, and it's going to look magically like that. So we're all ready to go. Let's do a little stamping on the inside because this card is looking very naked. I just, don't think I can do naked on a card. And for those of you that have watched my videos, I never know what to say in a card, so I try to fill up as much space with stamping so I don't have to actually write anything. From Petite Pears, I've got a happy birthday wishes and early espresso. Added that, so now I have room to say happy birthday, love, Connie, and that's all. Yay! All right, let's go ahead and adhere our framelit. This is an important tip. I just kind of learned this quite by mistake. Don't get adhesive here on these ends. Yeah, I kind of closed my card shut, so please don't do that. We're going to adhere that onto the front of the card. Yes, now you can see why I don't want adhesive there. Okay, at this point, if you liked the version with the ribbon, I used about 18 inches of ribbon. You're going to go ahead and tie that in a bow off to the side now. All right, so now that we've got that, I'm going to set that aside so we can come in and start working with our Whisper White cardstock. With that Betsy Blossom stamp and a Marina Mist ink pad, I'm going to stamp our little bird. I guess her name's Betsy. I don't know. We'll call her Betsy for today. In Wild Wasabi, I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp the leaves. I do need 2 of these, so I am kind of working to make sure I'm not getting too close. Don't worry too much about the stem. Most of that is not even going to be shown. All right, so we've got that. Now you're going to take your paper snips and cut what? You can cut. I hear you guys groaning out there. You know what, let me give you a tip that my friend Gail taught me on fussy cutting. She said, Connie, stop cutting with the scissors. Move the cardstock, not your scissors. So watch this. To get those nice rounded edges, you notice my scissors aren't moving. It's my cardstock that's moving. Good tip, huh? So that makes cutting out, when you're just moving the cardstock around instead of the scissors, you get a much nicer little cut. So you're going to do that to everything through the magic of television. Those are already ready for me. So now let's go ahead and start getting our card put together. So the first thing we want to do, we're going to put our leaves on the card. I got to tell you, I think this is the hardest part because I really don't want my bird to, poor Betsy. We don't want to make it look like she's pooping leaves, do we? So, you know what? I'm doing this upside down. I'm going to say that looks awesome. I'm just going to put some snail, which is going to kind of hold that in place for me. And with Betsy here, I've got a couple Stampin' Dimensionals on her. So let's attach her. That'll also help hold on those leaves. So there, she's happy, happy. Now at this point, I do want to come in and maybe put just a little bit of adhesive down. The reason I didn't do that ahead of time is Once again, I've been known to get adhesive here and close my card shut. So I like to kind of put them on that way first, and that, you know, so I don't seal it shut. Okay, so happy with that, but I needed a little sentiment here. But oh no, there wasn't enough room. What should I do? Well, do you remember on the original flashcard video, I had you cut the neutral cardstock down to 8 by 10. Ah, well that gives me this 1-inch strip left over, doesn't it? Yay! I'm going to come in with the petite pears, happy birthday again. Stamp that on one end. I'm going to use the curly label punch. And you know what? I just want, whoops, don't shift. I just want a little bit of that. So I have this. We'll just adhere that down. I know, no scrap. We're not using anything else but those pieces from the flashcard. We adhere, oh, I just smeared it. Okay, ignore that. I did that. I thought it was lacking something. So to the rescue, my little scrap left over and the itty bitty punch pack. So I just came along, punched a little flower, and now we can just adhere that right there. It needed a little something. Again, everything needs a little something. I think everything needs a little bling. So I'm going to come in with our rhinestone jewels. Probably one, oops, that just went flying across the floor. Let's see if I can rescue it. All right, I like to use my paper piercer to adhere these because it's just easier to control. Oh, don't you love it, that little bit? But I gotta tell you, the last thing that really bothered me was her eyeball was just so sad. So I picked up this trick from a fellow demonstrator, and I took the smallest rhinestone and just colored it in with a Sharpie. Susan Adams was the one that taught me that, and her favorite tip was make sure you color it on here and not on there, or Betsy's gonna have a great big eyeball. So we'll take that little guy, it dries instantly, so it's not anything you have to wait for, unlike that I just smeared. Okay, let's put that on our little, oops, come here you, come back here. All right, there we go. Oh, doesn't she look so much better? And guys, that's all there is to it. Super easy and just super fun. Again, you would never guess it was from that same template. So there you have it, another card in a flash. Be sure to tune in again. There's more videos to come in this series. Have a wonderful day. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.